I look a little different, don't I? I know it's a bit of a shock. You stand here for 20 minutes and you can get used to it. It's really, it's a great honor to be here, and yeah, it's just a great honor to be here. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to, you know, to be able to come and just share with brothers and sisters in the Lord, and just to be involved in these things. It's just a very humbling thing. And I thank you, Pastor. Thank you for your trust. It's a big deal when a pastor hands over his platform to someone. I mean, I could say one wrong thing and it would be over, you know? So I just really, I respect that. I honor your trust, and you know, I just trust the Lord and I serve everyone. Just beautiful. Yeah, let me pray. As you can tell, I'm a little bit nervous. I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times, but I still get a little nervous every time I get on the platform, and there's probably good and bad reasons for that. The good reason is that it's a big deal, at least to me, to represent the living God. And that's basically what we do, you know, we who stand in these places. And the interesting thing is, you know, I could go off on how that's what I do every day of my life, you know, just in my daily life, and at least that's what I'm supposed to have in my mind, literally representing the living God. And, you know, it's not something to be taken lightly. So, every time I get up on a platform, you know, I'm a little bit, in a good way, heavy with that responsibility, and I can only pray that I would represent Him accurately. Because I think if there's anything that the world just is desperate for, without even knowing it, I think that if there's anything that Christians are desperate for without even knowing it, it's who He really is. I think so often there's just a false understanding, either a false presumption, or we, in our human weakness, make a mess of representing Him properly. And the world just doesn't really get who He really, really is. And you know, another part of this that's very, very deeply touching to me is that you would do this series, Experience Jesus. You know, I have often thought, and you know, I was going to say I keep these thoughts to myself, but here it is, going out across the world. If there's any aspect that I've seen, in my humble opinion, flying around the world and seeing the body of Christ in different corners, and every denomination, and every culture, if there's anything that seems to be lacking, and this will be quite a shock, it's a focus on Jesus. I mean, I would have to think hard to remember a leadership that said, we're going to do a series just on Him. That wasn't done during, you know, during the time when we generally celebrate His resurrection or Christmas.